Alright my peeps, it is now time for some more prediction game videos for SummerSlam 2014. This is Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon, one of the main events for the event this Sunday. So this is definitely one of the hardest matches to predict in a long while. I spent a lot of time, just wondering who picks up the win in this match. Because I could see both of them winning this match. This is as close as it could get, in my opinion, to a 50-50 chance, where both of them have, there's so many reasons why you could go with, one of them winning the match, with Brie Bella winning the match, Stephanie winning the match. And when it comes to interference in this match, there's so many possibilities, there's so many possible scenarios that could take place, and that just makes it even more difficult to predict. It makes it an unpredictable matchup. I don't know, man, if Brie wins or Stephanie wins. I mean, I'm going with Brie Bella on this one, but I went back and forth so many times. I was like, initially I was like, Stephanie's gonna win, and then Brie Bella, and then Stephanie, back and forth. And I'm still really, to be honest with you, I'm still not sure, but I have to pick somebody. So I'm picking Brie Bella, but who knows, after I post this video up, I might change my mind and, think Stephanie's gonna win, but at that point it's too late. I gave you guys my prediction, and it's Brie Bella. But I do have a couple of reasons why I think Brie Bella, will win this match. But I also have a bunch of good reasons too why Stephanie could win this match. So I'm gonna give you guys both reasons. Go over, the possible scenarios, all the possible scenarios I can see taking place in this match, because I can see a lot of them. So, the first big one that people have been talking about is, and this one favors Stephanie, is a Nikki Bella heel turn. And yeah, that is a possibility. It could happen. And if it does happen, then I definitely think Stephanie's going to win the match. But the thing is, if you look at what Stephanie's put Nikki Bella through when Brie Bella wasn't there, I mean, she's put her through a lot. She put her through hell. She put her in a bunch of handicap matches. She put her in this, hand tied behind her back match against Alicia Fox, in which Alicia Fox didn't even tie her hand or let the referee tie her hand behind her back. She just attacked Nikki. And on top of that, a week ago, she hit the pedigree on Nikki Bella. Not just Brie Bella, but also Nikki Bella. So she not only, had other superstars beat up Nikki Bella for her, but she beat up Nikki Bella herself by hitting her with the pedigree. So one would think, after all of that, does it really make sense for Nikki Bella to turn heel, I guess, or help Stephanie? Well, it depends. Anything can make sense if explained properly or there's a good reason for it. And we've seen situations like this before where superstars, do horrible things to each other, and then eventually they side with each other. They partner up or whatever. Like, for example, Randy. Randy kicks, he kicks Vince McMahon in the head, he kicks Shane McMahon in the head, RKO's Stephanie. Eventually he kicks Triple H. And let's not forget, a couple years before that, back when Randy was a part of Evolution, Triple H beat the shit out of Randy for winning the championship. He kicked him out of Evolution and just bloodied him. And still, look at Triple H and Randy now. They're back to being best friends. Triple H is out there giving title shots to Randy whenever he can, and Randy's kissing Triple H's ass. It's as you can see, it's a perfect example of, despite what can happen, or what happens between the two, you never know, they could end up being tag team champions or whatever down the line. Another good example of this, a more recent one actually, would be, and this one involves Triple H, would be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, or The Shield and Evolution, or just Seth Rollins and The Authority. Evolution and The Shield beat the shit out of each other for 2 straight pay-per-views, for Extreme Rules and Payback, and pretty much every Raw and SmackDown. Actually, maybe not SmackDown, not sure, but every Raw in between. And despite all of that, Seth Rollins aligned himself with the very person that started Evolution and that started the war between the two stables. So, just to show you, just because, you know, Stephanie put Nikki through, you know, a bunch of handicap matches and pedigreed her and all of that, doesn't mean that Nikki is not going to turn heel. The thing is, though, I don't think she's going to turn heel at SummerSlam. While I do think there's a strong possibility that Nikki does turn heel, or, you know, turns on her sister, I feel that if they do have a match, you know, the Bella Twins one-on-one, that it's going to take place at WrestleMania, that they would save it for the biggest event of the year, possibly for the Divas Championship. But if she turns heel this soon, you know, this Sunday, there's no way they could drag the feud out without having a singles match before WrestleMania. I just can't see that taking place. And if they were to do that, you know, if they were to have Nikki turn on her sister this Sunday, then the match would probably take place at Night of Champions, which I can't see taking place, because that's a big feud there. You know, they've been partners, you know, since debuting, so for a bunch of years. And like I said, that would be a big Divas storyline. And there's already a big Divas storyline right now in the Divas Championship title picture, and the Divas, just the Divas scene in general, in AJ versus Paige. And I think that feud is definitely going to continue on into Night of Champions, and possibly even Hell in a Cell. So I don't think they'd have a feud between Nikki and Brie during the same time also AJ and Paige have their feud. I know already at this point in time at SummerSlam there is two Divas feuds, and you know, two big Divas matches in the Divas title match, AJ versus Paige, and also Brie versus Stephanie. But, you know, this is also SummerSlam. It's pretty much the WrestleMania of the summer. It's one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year. And on their biggest pay-per-views, that's where, you know, they have their special attractions, the biggest matches. You know, in this case, two Divas matches, which you don't usually see on a normal pay-per-view. On top of that, with the following pay-per-view being Night of Champions, where every single championship is on the line, I'm not sure if there is going to be a spot for, you know, a non-title Divas match. For, like, you know, Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella. Which is also one of the reasons why I think this is going to be, you know, the only match they have. Like, I don't think there's going to be a rematch between Stephanie and Brie at Night of Champions. I could be wrong, but I think that this is going to be their only match at SummerSlam. Maybe they have a rematch down the line, but I don't think it's going to take place at Night of Champions 2. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going with Brie Bella on this one. Although, like I said, you can't count Stephanie out, because I think she also has a really good chance at winning this match. And one of the reasons for that is simply because she's the authority, so you know, they're in charge. They can change the rules. They can get Nikki Bella out of ringside. You know, they're pretty much in control. And I could definitely see Stephanie McMahon bringing in a new diva to help her out in the matchup. I know a lot of people are thinking maybe Karma. Maybe. You know, maybe they bring back Karma, and Karma helps Stephanie McMahon out. She takes out both Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, and then Stephanie capitalizes with a pedigree or something like that. I could definitely see something like that taking place. Maybe even, you know, bring in a diva that's already on the Raw SmackDown roster. And also another reason why I could see Stephanie winning this is simply to prolong the feud between Daniel Bryan and the Authority, because, you know, this is Daniel Bryan's wife. So, for example, if, you know, Stephanie wins due to a distraction from Triple H or something like that, it could definitely, you know, it gives Daniel Bryan a bigger reason to come back and once again go after the Authority and finally get revenge on them once he, you know, makes his return from injury. But speaking of Bryan, actually, one of the reasons why I think Brie could win is I can see Bryan getting involved. Not physically because he's injured, but I can see like Triple H trying to get involved, trying to cause a distraction, and then to neutralize the situation, Danny Bryan appears, or his music hits, or he appears on a Titantron, and that allows, Brie Bella to like lock in the S-Lock, and Stephanie McMahon taps out, and Brie wins the match. So, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And you know what, as I was doing this commentary and telling you guys the reasons why I think Brie could win and Stephanie could win, I'm now leaning towards Brie Bella even more, so I'm pretty confident in my pick, but you can't count Stephanie McMahon out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you can click that like button. With that said, I'm out. See ya.